Okay, now that we've completed the first worksheet, we're now going to need to complete the next 5 worksheets. I have the link for you in the assignment where you can get to my Google Drive and to be able to download each one of these. You'll need to click and select each one, then download it. So just select and download each one. Now I've done that previously, and so you can see it right here in my downloads. Okay. So once you have in your downloads, you'll need to go to Illustrator, go to File, go to Open, go to your downloads, and then you can open number 2. Okay. So I'm going to zoom out on this, Control minus. Now something that's very different about this one compared to the first worksheet, the artboard is actually larger than the worksheet. The worksheet is smaller than the artboard. So I need to, again, adjust the two so that they fit one another. I'll adjust the artboard to the worksheet or the image of the worksheet, okay? So I can actually click on the worksheet and select it and then move it. And I can move it maybe up in this upper left-hand corner. Something to note is your arrow keys on your keyboard, the up, down, right, left keys. If you tap the up key as I'm doing now, see how it's nudging it? And so you can make small incremental moves as needed. So that's something very helpful. So I'm going to select away from the image now and select in this gray so that it becomes unselected. Okay. When it's unselected, those little squares in the corners go away and I can't see the edge. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Properties. Now I can see Edit Artboards is available for me to select, but if it wasn't, like right now, I can't see it. That's because I do not have my selection tool selected. Okay, you make sure your selection tool is selected and the Edit Artboard will show up. You click on that. Now I can come down to this corner and I'm going to, as soon as those little arrows show up, means I can grab that corner. And I'm going to go beyond into the inside of this worksheet because I can't see the edge of it. And now by doing that, now I've revealed the edge. I'm going to click on that corner and pull it down to the worksheet edge and release that, and then go up here to exit. And now I've lined up the artboard with the image of the worksheet. Okay, I'm going to use my space bar to get the hand, then click my left click my mouse and grab it and move it into center. Now I can go up to layers, and I need to create a new layer because I don't want to work on this layer. I'm going to come down to this right corner, which is the create new layer icon right here. It's a little square with a plus in it. I'm going to go to my original layer and lock it by clicking in this area. Now when I work, all my work will be on this layer, so I need to make sure it is highlighted so it is selected. I can have this locked and still have this selected. If I come over here, you're going to notice if I click on the pen tool, I can't do anything. I can't click on anything. I can't, because I'm not on the proper layer to work on. Okay, and this one's locked. So select that one. Now the pen tool can be used. Now I'm going to Control plus to zoom in. Use my spacebar to grab and pull this down. Now, next thing we need to do is make sure the fill is on none and the stroke is on none, which it is. Okay. So with this one, we're just going to click and drag. Now this is a Bezier handle. Okay, I'm not clicking and then clicking. I'm clicking and dragging up to here. Okay, so I'm going to click and then drag up to 2, then drop that. Okay. Now notice the line that's attached to it is starting to bend. That's because of that Bezier handle. Okay. So I'm going to come over here, line up with 3. I'm going to click and drag down to 4 and then release. Then we'll come over here to 5, click and drag, release. Just keep doing that. click, drag, release, click, drag, release, click, drag, release, click, drag, and release. Now when I'm done with that, I can press the V key on my keyboard. I have my selection tool selected. Now, I don't want to give it a fill because I've not created a closed-in shape. It looks like it right now. That's because it's just the selection area. Okay, if I went to direct select, you'll see that goes away, and it's just a path. That's all it is a path. All right, so I'm going to go to stroke. I'd like to give it a color because if I clicked away from this, I just wouldn't see anything. And if I went to layers, cut the eye off on the bottom layer, I have nothing. Okay, but it still exists. Right, it's still there. All right, so I can select it. I can come to my stroke. I can go to my color, and I can give it a color. Now I can make it thicker if I go to properties, and I can increase the stroke. Okay. Now, I do want to show you one thing in color. I changed my color setting right here. It used to be, I think it was CMYK, like this. This is a little suggestion. You might find HSB to be a little bit better. I just find it a little more user-friendly. I think this has to do with brightness in terms of how light or dark the color is. And then this has to do with saturation, right, for the S. And H has to do with the hue, okay? So I find this pretty user-friendly, okay, versus the CMYK. Because these little sliders in CMYK essentially is doing what the hue does here. Anyway, so I'm going to click off of that to deselect it. I'm going to go back to layers. I want to bring my worksheet back. I'm going to grab the space bar, or I use the space bar for the hand tool. We'll zoom in a little bit so I can go a closer look. And so I'm going to press the P key, and I'm going to click on none for the stroke. So I'm going to click and drag. This is for making curves, so we're using Bezier handles now. So I'll come over here, click, drag, release, click, drag, release. Now this looks a little funny, but just watch. I'll show you what to do here with that number 9. Click, drag, and release. Now, notice that did not complete that curve. Let me do the selection tool first. The V key, right? Or actually, I'm going to do the A key. Notice how this curve doesn't quite work. Okay, so it's trying to show you that you can edit the handle after the fact. Okay, let's just say, actually there's a stroke on there. That's okay. Actually it has a fill on it too. Don't need a fill on there. I don't know how that happened, but anyway, let's say I'm selected away from this. I would need to go in and find the anchor point and make the handle show up. So now I can go in and with the direct selection tool, okay, that's this one, that's the A key, right, on your keyboard, you can get it and then click and drag that handle after the fact, okay, so I can modify this, right, so now I'm going to bring it up to the number 9, and that completes. And again, I put a fill in there, I don't know why. Let me just, I don't know why it keeps reverting to some kind of fill and stroke. Huh. Okay. It's not now. So anyway, so there's my path. Okay. And now I would like to give it some kind of stroke. I guess I'll do a red. Let's go to properties, give it a larger point size, and select off of it, and go to layers, and close out the bottom layer, the worksheet, and there we go. I'm going to zoom out, and there's our number 2 worksheet. I'm going to go to File, Save As, Save on Computer. I want an Illustrator file for this. I'm just going to make it number 2. I'm going to put worksheet 2. And make sure I go to the desktop, find my folder, and save. Get this out of the way. Save, and just say OK. Put this over here. And now I need to export for the JPEG to be able to turn in my assignment. So worksheet 2, don't need to rename it. Just click Export and click OK for JPEG options, and we can close this out. File, and then Open. Go to Downloads, go to 3, Open, zoom out. Same thing with this artboard. Make sure I have my selection tool selected. Go to Properties, Edit Artboard. Actually, I'm doing this different than the first time. So I'm going to bring this up. I'll bring it down to this corner. Bring this down so I can reveal that corner. Then bring that up to this corner. Release it. Exit. Layers. Lock. New layer. None. None. Zoom in. And now we got basically a bunch of ovals to do. P key for the pen. 1 to 2. 3 to 4. And then back to 5. And then stretch back out to 6. That was kind of a little odd. So I couldn't just click there. I had to click and drag. That's why I had a number 6 there and a number 2. Okay. So I'll give it a stroke. Make it visible. Do my selection tool, select away from it, and there we have that one completed. So we're pretty much primarily doing the same thing again. Click Alt None on my stroke. If you wanted to give it a fill, you could. And we can do that here. I always want to do none because if I leave it with a color, it does some weird things. And it makes it obstructing, for one thing. So if I go back to properties, give it a heavy stroke, and then when I do that, it gives you the look like this is an enclosed shape, but it's not. There's no path right here, but it's just going from this anchor to this anchor point and just filling in what it knows it can fill in. So that can be deceiving, and that's why I like to have the fill off while I'm making a shape. And then the stroke, is kind of obstructing in a way, but I can still see, so I could do that. Maybe give it a different color. Maybe a different fill. Odd color relationship. Color scheme. Now this is a flatter oval. Didn't do the none on there. That's okay. Maybe get a different color scheme. Complementary colors, red and green. All right. Do something dark. Do something light. Kind of monochromatic color scheme. Let's do another complementary color scheme. Yellow and purple. Now we're just doing triangles, pretty simple stuff. Not very challenging. Close up the shape. This way we get pretty good at making shapes. Let's just go with a cool color scheme. We'll make a warm color scheme. Oops. Just slight fill on that. All right, done with that. Simple enough. Now we're going to save that. File. Save as. Save on your computer. Worksheet 3. Okay. File. Export as. Export. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized. I think I was saving to my downloads. Yes, I was. Don't want to do that. Okay. Gotta find. This is where you can get yourself crossed up. Prime example. Now I guess I'm gonna have to go back and do save as because I probably saved it to the downloads as well. Yep, it's under downloads. So desktop. Okay. So don't get too hasty. Gonna make mistakes. Haste makes waste. Open downloads for open. Zoom out. edit artboard, resize. Oops. So if you don't get in that corner like that, it'll move everything. Get to the corner. All right. Now I didn't have to exit. If I come over and hit the selection tool, also gets out of the edit artboard. Go to my layers, like it, create a new layer, zoom in. Now this one gets a little more tricky because I'm going to use my anchor tool, convert anchor tool. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click my P key. I'm going to go none on the fill, none on the stroke. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click and then drag down to 2. Okay. Which that was nothing different than anything we've done. But this next step is going to require us to do something different, because we're going to take the number 4 and bring it down to number 5. Okay, you just watch what I'm doing. I'm going to click and drag up to here. I'm not going to release. Okay, even if you do release, okay, but I'm not releasing my left click of my mouse, and I'm going to hold the Alt key, which is next to my space bar. I'm going to hold the Alt key, and then see what it just did? It just broke the Bezier handle. I'm going to bring that down to number 5 right there and then release it. Okay, so you see what that did? I'm going to bring this up to here. Now what if I didn't do that? What if I clicked and released that right there? Watch what's going to happen. I want to come over here to 9 and look what it's doing. It's throwing a curve up that way. Okay, so I can still go back. I can click the Alt key and see what it does. It gives me the anchor tool, or convert anchor tool. I can come over to here, click, and drag it down to here. I'm not sure if I continue on my path now. Let's see what it does. Oh, yep, still connected. So pressing the Alt key is what's going to give you the option to get the convert anchor point tool and then break a Bezier handle. Okay, so I'm going to click, drag it to 10, hold Alt key, bring this down, release it, click, drag up to 13, hold the Alt key while holding the mouse, bring this down, release both, click and drag up to 16, hold the Alt key, release the mouse and the Alt key, click and hold the mouse, drag it up, hold the Alt key, then bring it down here. Well, didn't really matter there because there was nothing left. So V key now completes that. Give it a stroke and no fill. Give it a thicker stroke so we can see it. And there you go. Okay. So now you know how to break a Bezier handle by using the Alt key. Okay. So my film, we're going to be facing some more of that. So 9 on the stroke. Go from 1 to 2, 3 to 4. Got to do the Alt key to bring 4 down to 5. Click on 6, drag up to 7, hold the Alt key, drag it back down, release. Oh, was I supposed to do that? Maybe not. Let's Control Z that. Okay, click 6 to 7. Oh, I see what I did. I was in a hurry. I brought it down to here, and I think I was supposed to bring it down to there. Okay. I think that was right. I should probably read the directions. Alt key. See how that's off right there? And this is definitely off. Okay, so there's no dotted line going to those. That's what it is. So 3 to 4. Hold the Alt key. I thought maybe that was a little dot right there, but there's no dotted line. Bring that there. Click and drag it to here. Hold the Alt key. Bring that down to here. They're throwing us off with no dotted line. Hold the Alt key. Bring it down to here. It's like we got to figure it out. And now click on 12 to 13. Hold the Alt key. Bring it down to 14. Now go 15 to 16. So we're all over the place. Okay. Press the V key. Go to color. Go to color. Increase the stroke so we can see it. Click off so that now we'll go to layers. Cut off the eye. And now we just have that to turn in. Whoops. Control minus. Okay. Now go to file. Go to save as. Save on the computer. Worksheet 4. Okay. File. Export as. Worksheet 4. Oh, did I not save to my desktop folder again? I don't think I did. Go back to save as. Nope. Gotta go back to desktop. Find my folder. Gotta save it the right place. See, even I can get crossed up. That's why I keep talking about it to my students. Make sure you're always saving to the right place. So now I can close that. All right, we're getting there. We're almost done. So now we're going to go to open. We're at number 5 now. Go to downloads. Go to 5. We're going to open. We're going to zoom out. We're going to go to properties. We're going to go to edit artboard. I'm going to move this over. Click and drag this down. Reveal the image size. Release that there. Click and drag this up in here. Reveal this lower left-hand corner. Release that there. Hit exit. Go to layers. Lock it. New layer. And now we can zoom in. And we got a heart. And we're going to go none here and none here. Now this is a little tricky. I've done this one quite a few times before, so I kind of know what to do. Otherwise it's kind of confusing. Okay, so I'm going to hit the P key. I'm going to click from 1 to 2, from 3 to 4, from 5 to 6, from 7 to 8. And I know that doesn't look right there, but just be patient. We'll resolve it. Go back up to 1, then go up to 10. Okay. Now I'm going to release that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this Bezier handle and that Bezier handle. So I'm going to press the Alt key, click and drag that up to 12. And I'm going to go to 6 and hold the Alt key, click and drag this. Oh, fine. I need to select it first. So go to A key, select that. Make sure you got the direct select. Click on the anchor tool. Now the Bezier handle is there to see. If you ever have a problem seeing the color or the contrast of this, you can always go to layers. You can double click on the layer. It's going to reveal what color your path is. So we could change this to a color that might show up better, maybe dark blue. Click OK. And now we have this kind of brighter blue color that we can see better. Okay? All right. So I'm going to press the Alt key, click and drag here up to 13. And now we have completed heart. Okay? All right. So let's go up to properties, no, color. Let's give it a color. I guess we should give it a pink. Maybe something a little pinker, depending on who the person is, what they say pink is, what pink isn't. Pink can be a lot of colors to a lot of different people. Go to properties, up the stroke. Now see, this is where I find the sliders really helpful. I can, kind of adjust the color a little, just slightly. That's changing the hue. This is changing the saturation. And this is changing the brightness and light and dark of it, basically. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to click off of that. Now I realize that has sort of a little blunt point to it right there. I think I'm going to zoom in. If I go to the A key for the direct select, find the anchors and the handles. I think nudging these handles will sometimes undo that. Didn't mean to move that. Well, change the color. Whoops. I'm trying to grab the. There we go. Okay, you see how that point just kind of popped out there? It's kind of acting funny. Why is it acting that funny? It's acting real funny. All right. I don't know what just happened with that. It's really finicky. Let me do the none on the fill and the stroke. See what happens. Wow, something glitched. Okay, now zoom in. Okay, now it went away. Oh, I don't have it selected. I was hoping to get a sharper point, and I think there's ways to do that. I have to look into that, and so that it doesn't come up just like a little blunt little edge right there, right? All things we got to learn. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out, and then I'm going to go to my layers and cut off the bottom layer so I don't have the worksheet. And just as we've been doing before, go to File, Save As, make sure I'm going to my desktop, make sure I'm going to my folder, Worksheet 5, okay, File, Export As, Worksheet 5, Export, okay, close that. And now for the final one, the clover, number 6. All right, so the clover. All right, zoom out. Properties, edit artboard. Bring this. Oh, whoops. Bring this corner in. Bring it out. Bring this corner in. bring it out. Now they're lined up. Hit exit. Zoom in. Create a new layer. Now, does it give you numbers? Does it tell you where to put your anchors? Does it tell you where to put your beziers? Okay. All right. So here we go. I'm going to press the P key. None on the stroke. None on the fill. I'm going to start in the corner, which is a logical place. Now I'm going to try to only get by with putting anchor points in the corners. Okay. Every corner is going to get an anchor point. I think that's pretty straightforward. But where do we put anchor points along here? Okay. We could sometimes maybe get by with just having a Bezier handle going out this way and a Bezier handle going out this way to make that entire arc. Usually that won't be the case. Usually around here we're going to need another anchor point somewhere between these corners. Okay. So watch and I'll show you. So actually I know probably I'm going to need a Bezier handle going this way, and I'll probably need to break that when I'm done, bring it up this way, but for now we'll do that. Go to here, click, drag, and make that curve. Now if I'm off on the path, I'm not going to worry about it until I complete the entire shape, then come back and then adjust my handle. So now I'm going to press the Alt key, not releasing on my mouse yet, hold the Alt key and break that handle and bring it up in this direction. I don't know where to release it. I'm going to try to make it similar to that one. I'm going to bring it about right there. Now I'm going to come over to here, click, drag, and draw that curve. Come down here, click. And now I know I'm headed in a strange direction. I'm heading out to my right, but I'm looking to my left. Okay, I'm dragging to my right, looking to my left right here, okay? So I'm looking to complete that curve. Now I'm going to hold the Alt key, break that, bring it up to here, similar to that one, release it, click right here, drag, draw that curve if I can, click, drag, draw that curve, press the Alt key, break that handle, bring it up similar to that one, release it, make an anchor point, drag the Bezier handles out, draw the curve before it, come down here, click, and drag up in this direction, trying to draw that curve. That's a long stretch. I'm trying to push it to get that curve. Okay. Now I'm going to hold the Alt key, break that handle, and bring it down. I'm actually going to just bring it back to where the anchor point is. I'm just going to basically push it all the way back in and release it there. Now I'm going to come down to here, click here, and I'm going to drag this up and try to draw that curve of that, I guess it's the stem. Now I'm going to hold the Alt key, cut it, bring it all the way back to the beginning, release it there. Then I can just click and release there. No need for a Bezier handle. Now I'm going to need another Bezier handle. I'm going to click and drag because there's a little bit of curve to that stem. Okay, that's good. Now I'm going to hold the Alt key, break that, come back down this way in that direction because I know I've got a slight curve right here. So I'm going to come up here, click, drag, draw that curve, click, drag, finish the curve, hold the Alt key, break that, bring it up similar. Anchor point right there, draw that curve, come down here, click, drag, try to draw that curve before that anchor point. Press the Alt key, bring it back up here. I'm going to bring it up similar. Now I'm going to come up to here. Hopefully this is going to work. Click, drag, draw that curve. Bring this down a little bit. Click, drag, draw that curve. Press the Alt key, bring that up to here. release it, bring an anchor point over here, click drag, draw the curve before that anchor point, release it. Now I'm going to come down to the completion of it, click. I'm going to, something weird's happening. All right, I'll fix that. So now I'm going to go to the Alt key to fix that. I'll bring that up. Now I'm going to go to the direct selection tool, which is the A key. Click, try to get this Bezier handle. This is the one that needs to be fixed. It's out of sort. It's too far. So bring that in. Maybe move this anchor point. All right, I think we're getting better now. Let's see. No, that was a tough one. I had to go back and adjust all that. The rest of these look pretty good. If I zoom in, like this one probably could be adjusted a little bit. This can be adjusted a little bit. Just know if I'm adjusting this one, I'm also kind of messing with this one too. So the more I kind of push and pull, I'm not just affecting this, I'm affecting the other side as well. So overall, it's not too bad. Maybe bring this one in a little bit. Bring that one down a little bit. Bring this one out a little bit. So you can go in there and really kind of push things around, get it just right. Okay. So I'm going to now back out on this. And of course, it being clover, I should make it a green color, I would imagine. And then I can do the stroke, maybe a darker green. Okay. So there's my clover. I'm going to go to layers. I'm going to cut the original layer off. I'm going to go to File, go to Save As, Save on Computer, go to Desktop, go to my folder, Worksheet 6, Save, OK, File, Export, Export As, and Export, and OK. And we have completed all of our worksheets.